Good afternoon. Finally, we are going to have our in-person session today as a part of our 6 months training program of CECT from a light sail platform, right? I know you have been listening to master classes almost every Saturday, and you have been participating in reflection sessions and other kinds of sessions also. You have been interacting among yourselves, you have been interacting with the trainer, you have been taking different kinds of tests, fluency tests, vocabulary tests, and you have been doing different kinds of activities. I know all that, right? So now we are coming to an end. It's almost, we are going to wrap up the whole program after this. Maybe in a couple of days you are going to have your assessment test. I think it's slated on 22nd of this month, right? 22nd you are going to take your assessment after all these 6 months training program. Let's see how you are going to fare in the examination or assessment. Right now, let's not concentrate on the assessment session. If you concentrate on that session, you may not enjoy this session. So, in order to be able to enjoy this session, right now, with us we have a midst of us, Annapurni ma'am. She is MA in English. That is one aspect. And she is specially trained in training for TESOL examinations, training students for TESOL examinations, and she has been conducting some kind of online courses also. And it seems she enrolls herself also for different kinds of online examinations or online sessions from different kinds of programs. And interestingly, what she told me is that she is not new to Khammam. She is familiar with Khammam. She used to come to the residential schools. Am I right, ma'am? Residential schools at Danavai Gudem and one at Warangal. She used to come quite often here and even to Warangal. That way, this area is not new to her. She knew it quite thoroughly. And she understands Telugu. She may not be able to speak Telugu fluently, but she can understand. I want this session to be lively, particularly. I demanded a kind of in-person session. I insisted on it when I spoke to these Shivangi and others. You know why I insisted on this? This in-person meeting, it gives you a lot of confidence. First point. It gives you a kind of courage that you can do, you can perform. So for that purpose only I insisted on this kind of in-person meeting. Of course, you speak through your online Zoom mode, but that's different. When you are here in front of all others, in a company, in a community, you have to speak to, you have to reply, you have to express your opinions, right? That's very important. So, as a part of building up your capacities in communications in English, I believe that this kind of in-person session will be very, very useful. That's why I insisted on it, and I'm glad that they could send such an expert trainer, Annapurni ma'am, to us. Ma'am, we are very glad. We are privileged to have you here right now today. Very, very convincing credentials and very pleasing personality, right? And just now I had the opportunity to interact with her. She is from Kerala, one of God's own country in India, right? They say it's the only country given by God. Of course, that's different. But Costa Rica people say theirs is also God's own country. But in India, it's our God's own country. I like the environment. I like the people there. I am particularly attached to them in many ways, Kerala people, Kerala government, you know that. And of course, for the last 15 years, she has been with us in Telangana. So she's as much a Telanganite as anybody else right now. Anyhow, I want you to interact with her, talk to her, clarify all your doubts. I don't want it to be a kind of one-way affair. If you want me to quit and leave the place, I am willing to go. In order to make you open your mouth, I am just giving my offer. If you want me to stay here, I'll stay here. Or else, sir, please quit the session, I'll go. But I want, first of all, you to speak, interact with her on a large scale, on a big scale. She said that she had some kind of immediate program. The very next day morning, she had to catch a flight. But if you start asking questions, she can't leave you in the middle and go. That way we can keep her as long as you think, right? So let us keep her here as long as possible. With these words, I request Annapurna ma'am to come and start her session with our participants of SEET. Yeah.
Sir, for your warm welcome, and thank you teachers for taking time out and being here today. I want to start with asking you what Sir said about his offer. Why do you think he said that? But why do you think he said that? Offer
Maybe get fear or something else.
Okay, maybe you will get fear. I'm going to take that point. What else? Okay, you may be embarrassed, you may feel shy about it. Okay? So what happens when you do all this? When you are shy, when you are nervous, when you are afraid? You can't speak. Inka, tell me more. Antena? You can't speak antena? My talk chesi pette chala kada. What else? What else happens? Okay, then tell me physical symptoms. Physically and understand. So what happens to you physically?
We are so nervous, we can't speak.
You can't speak. Again and again you are telling me about speaking. What else happens?
Psychological
Sweating. Very nice. Sweating. Inka? Heartbeat. Okay. Okay. Inka. So we've got heartbeat, we've got sweating. Yes, ma'am. Shivering. Okay. Okay. Then. ఇక్కడ ఒక డాన్స్ లాగా అయిపోతుంది షివరింగ్ తోని ఇంకా హార్ట్ బీట్ yes we already spoke about the dug dug ఇంకా
Even though we want to talk, we could not express, we cannot express.
you're not able to express, so you kind of go blank, right? That is what we are going to speak about today. Now this fear and this shyness that you have, what do we always try to do? Andaru em cheptaru? Overcome the fear. Overcome the fear. Pedda pedda posters rasi pedtaru. Overcome fear. You can do it. Emi ledu. Enta avasaram ayindante kuda enta pedavalu ayindante kuda aa fear untundi. It depends on your skill levels. But what can we do not to overcome that fear, but to manage that fear? That is what we can best do. If sir told you correctly that I am from Kerala, that I can understand Telugu, right? And I work with teachers, I also work with government school children as an English teacher. Can you imagine going as an English teacher to a government school where there are 80-90 students in each class and you know the level that they will be in, and I go as an English teacher with this hairstyle of mine, looking all very ala, okay, I go like that. What do you think they are going to feel? So the first thing that I go over there and do is speak in Telugu. When I speak in Telugu, obviously I'll make mistakes. I'll make mistakes. What happens? What did you do now? If I make mistakes, what is the other person going to do? Yes. So they're going to have a good laugh first. And the minute they laugh, their nervousness goes down. And then it becomes easy for me to talk to them and to tell them that this is just a language. Maaku Telugu raadu anta. Meeku English raadu. Ante kada, exchange chesestam. That is what we are going to do. And that is exactly what we are going to do over here. So managing that fear, how that happens is with practice. How do you get to practice? What I'll tell you is any opportunity that you get, it does not have to be a formal workshop like this. It does not have to be a training session. It does not have to be a school annual day or having guests over. Every day you're going to get hundreds of opportunities to speak, to communicate. Grab all those opportunities. That is the way you can manage fear, right? And with practice. Now, my topic today, did anybody tell you what our topic is going to be? No? Impromptu speaking. Can anybody tell me what is... There are different kinds of speech, okay? The speech that we have, usually you have a script that is ready. And you read out from the script.
Impromptu means which is not in order.
Okay? So, when you read out from a script, that's called a manuscript speech. You have completely your speech written, you're going to look at it and you're reading it out. You don't miss anything at all. That's a manuscript speech. That takes a lot of preparation, but it also builds your confidence because you've had a lot of time to prepare. You've had a lot of time to research, to find your facts, to make your speech, to practice your delivery. But what is the disadvantage? Is there any disadvantage to that kind of speech?
If we are eligible, we can. But if we are not, idea about that topic, or
But you have time to research. You have time to research, you have time. It's not impromptu. It's a manuscript. You've got time to prepare that speech over there. But I'm saying that that is a disadvantage, actually. Why am I saying that? Okay? Only for that particular topic and concept you'll be able to speak, correct? What else? Possible, but they have the paper in front of them. They can always go back and look at it. They're not by-hearting. Paper చూసుకొనే మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. Whatever is there. What is that? You can stick to only that pattern. You can't move around. Yes, it lacks flexibility. What else? What else?
We cannot speak spontaneously.
Okay. And what does speaking spontaneously do? What is the advantage?
The situation we can't speak.
Yes, they cannot change themselves according to the situation. But most importantly, imagine if I've got my training session prepared on my phone. I have my laptop, but I also have it on my phone. So if I open my phone and if I'm continuously reading from that, what's going to happen? Huh? One-way communication. I do not know who wants to speak. I do not know what this madam wants to say. I do not know what that ma'am wants to say. I don't know what that sir wants to say. And therefore, I lose a golden opportunity to make a connection. And there I have lost out on communicating with you. Gyan ichina, intasari knowledge ichina, lakapothe asal communication and connection seriga naduvatledu. Research has showed that there is a rule called, let me get the numbers right, 55-38-7. Okay? 55-38-7. 55% of communication is body language. 38% is tone. Ela maatladutunnam. How am I delivering this? How am I looking at you? That only 7% comes from the actual words that we use. So this is the first thing that I want you to remember. This is a scientific fact, okay? That your words are only 7% important, which means your confidence and your personality and what you can deliver through that is most important. And that is completely in your hands. మీరు ఏం మాట్లాడుతున్నారు కానీ మీరు ఎలా మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. That is what the audience is going to take away from you. And that is a skill that you can practice and build on. And that is what we are going to do today. Yes? You're unable to hear me? Okay, I don't know how to do that. Somebody has to help me with that. On impromptu speaking as opposed to manuscript. Yes? You don't have much time to prepare. You have very little time. which also, in a way, can be very scary. We all think if we have a lot of time to prepare, we'll say, that makes you nervous. Speaking without preparation. What is more scary? Speaking with preparation or without preparation? Both are equally bad or equally good? Good, okay? So he's very confident. Who else? What else? Speaking without preparation? With preparation? Without preparation? More scary, okay? Anybody else? Which is more scary? You're not scared at all. Fantastic, ma'am. I should give you the mic. You can take the training if you want. Sir, I can catch my flight on time. I'll give her the mic and go. Yes. Sirs, what do you feel? Or are you not scared at all? With preparation, without preparation? Both? Okay. So we already said, why are we scared? Why are we scared? I'm going back to what Sir told you. Why are we scared? That is again being scared. So why are you not confident? What do you think will happen? Your content may not be right. I've already told you only 7% of your content matters. I already told you that. From now on you can't say content. Okay, so our point. But that's what we think. That's what we think, that we don't have the content. Which is why I already told you, only 7% of that matters. Our unna content, ella matladunnam, is more important. Okay? Yes, what else? Why willpower? So my question is one step further. You don't have confidence, you are scared. Idanni same. Entuku ledu adugutunnam. ఏం నడుస్తాయి అని అనుకుంటారు. మీరు సరిగా మాట్లాడట్లేదంటే, మీరు తప్పుగా మాట్లాడారంటే ఏం నడుస్తాయి? అంతకోసమే ఆ భయం వచ్చింది కదా. దీనితోని మనకి భయం వచ్చింది. ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. వాట్ ఈస్ ది అదర్ పర్సన్ గోయింగ్ టు థింక్ అబౌట్ మీ? ఫ్యాంటాస్టిక్. ఓకే. ఎనీథింగ్ ఎల్స్? సేమ్. దట్ యూ విల్ బి జడ్జ్డ్. That the other person may think you are wrong, the other person may laugh at you, they may laugh at your content, they may laugh at the way you are speaking, they may laugh at your pronunciation, they may laugh at your language, whatever it is. Yes, this is what most of us are scared of, correct? What I need you to know is, most of the time when an audience comes to listen to you, they're already on your side. మీరు మంచిగా మాట్లాడాలి, మీరేం మాట్లాడుతున్నారో తను వాళ్ళకి దీని నుంచి ఏమైనా దొరకాలి, అందుకోసమే అక్కడ కూర్చుంటారు. ఇప్పుడు మీరందరూ ఎందుకు ఇక్కడ వచ్చారు? సార్ ఇబ్బంది చేసి ఇక్కడ వచ్చారు, తెలుసు మాకు. అది సైడ్లో మాట్లాడతాం మనం, అది మన సీక్రెట్, సార్కి తెలియడానికి అవసరం లేదు. బట్ అదర్ దెన్ దాట్, either you need to be entertained by me or educated by me. Yes? One of these two things. So already you are coming here thinking that this will be a good session. మీ మనసులో. So which means మా పాది పని అయిపోయింది ఇక్కడ. మీరు వచ్చేస్తున్నప్పుడే మీరు మంచిగా ఉండాలి, అప్పుడే మీకు మంచిది. I'm not saying that the session will be good. I'm saying about your expectation. Your expectation is that the session will be good, because only then you gain from it. That is how all the audience comes. The audience comes expecting you will speak well, right? And therefore they are ready to listen to you. You do not have to be scared, is what you need to think about. What we are going to start with today is, I'm not going to start with big speeches. I'm not going to ask you about the political system in India or about inflation, no topics like that, okay? We are actually going to start with a small video. You're going to see that video, and you're going to have a conversation with whoever is next to you. So just see to it that there is a partner for you. Okka partner undali. In some cases, maybe 3 people will have to speak to each other. I'm fine with that. Why is this an impromptu thing? You don't know what you're going to see. You don't know the subject, the topic, the characters, nothing you know. What video I'm going to show, is that going to be a film? Is it going to be a speech, an interview? You have no idea. All this you're going to talk about after you see that video. And that is why it is impromptu. But the advantage is that, first of all, akkada nunche content doruktayi meeku. Whatever you want to speak about is going to be based on it. That is what we are going to start with, and then we'll build on it. Okay?
Teacher, can you all see? Do you want to also become this side? Okay. You're going to talk to your partner about the movie, that's all. like it? Do I really need the mic?
Mike? Huh? Okay. What do you think about the movie? Did you like it, first of all? I want you to talk to your partner about what you thought about the movie, why you like it. Is there any particular part or any particular character that you liked? And again, the reason. Before you speak on this, I'm just going to give you a small strategy, right? We are all speaking about practice, but I don't want to come and do ani pani meere cheyali ani ala kaadu. What you can do is, this is something that is called content, intent, and key knowledge. Okay? Content is, what is this about? What is this going to be about? What is your conversation going to be about? What are the main topics in your conversation? That is content. The next is intent. Why are you talking about it to the other person? Is there a reason for that? That is the intent. And the final part is the key knowledge. What do you get from it? Right? This is one way of doing it. This is just one method that I'm telling you. Content, intent, and key knowledge. About any topic, you can use this as your structure to build a conversation. I want you to think about this method also when you're using your conversation. If you get stuck somewhere, see whether you have covered all these points. That's why I gave you this, okay? Have a conversation. 5 minutes? 5 to 6 minutes? And I will like some of you to speak about what you heard from your partner. From your partner. What did your partner tell you? That's what I want to hear. Not what you thought. What your partner thought. మళ్ళీ చెప్పాలా, మీ పార్ట్నర్తోని మాట్లాడండి ఈ మూవీ గురించి. ఏం నచ్చింది, ఏం క్యారెక్టర్ నచ్చింది, ఎందుకు నచ్చింది, బాగలేదు, బోర్ కొట్టింది, ఎందుకు ఇలా ట్రైనింగ్కి వచ్చినా, రైట్? all of that. So speak about that. మీ పార్ట్నర్తోని మాట్లాడి, exchange ideas, tell me what your partner thinks. 5 minutes. Conversation. You can talk to me. Talk to your partner. You have 2 people, no? Better. Speak or doubt? Okay, you're all ready. I like how some teachers, it became more than just a 2 people conversation. It became a group conversation here, there, here. So I like that it became a bigger conversation. Who wants to go first? If you want to speak about what you discussed. Yes, ma'am has been putting her hand up for a long time. I'm sorry we don't have time for me to ask your names to each people. The 2 hours will go away in that itself. Antakosame nenu adi start cheyadlu. But yes, ma'am, please. Yes, please. Do you want this? You're okay with that?
So the short, first of all, good afternoon all. The name is Laluna. I don't know the meaning from which language it is, but the action of those three characters, what I have understood that I want to deliver here. The three characters, grandfather, father, and the son, both of them, so they want to pretend their ideas on that small child according to their and they have the conflict between the first scene, which was been starting with wearing the cap according to their own style, like they to the up and down, and the next it is going to follow to the next thing what they are going to search. Here it is likely imagination which is going to be to the moon. I think it's a moon or something, but as per the origin of the idea, as I feel is the board all the family members are going in search of something to gain for their family. So in the search of something gaining to their family, they are in their own ideas, they are in their own ways, and at the time they have the conflict and they were in trouble of getting something. So both the father and grandfather have tried to come out from this from that situation, but finally the boy who has been always depended on the both characters, about the grandfather and father's conflict, by the time the child has taken his own idea, his own path, and he has succeeded in getting the whole sum of that, it may be called as the gold coins or something in our original as a money, we can say that. So finally what I have understood the theme is, if we go in our own path, we will get success. That is.
Please, you're saying well. No. Okay, you can tell me.
Suddenly he got an idea with his own confidence.
Yes. You understood about his confidence. Would you like to use your confidence?
Not following blindly to one together. So we follow, when we go to our own path, then only we will get the success.
I have a doubt, ma'am. Yes. Some of the scenes I didn't understand.
Perfectly fine.
Actually, I didn't understand what was going on that land.
Okay. I was waiting for you all to ask me this question first of all. Yes? Why is this? Why are they?
What is this actually?
They're on the moon. Okay? This is a job that they are doing. That the moon changes shape every day. These three people are in charge of creating that shape. So they push all the bright stars into the shape that the moon will show that day. That's what they're doing. It's an imaginative story. It's an imaginative story, but that is the basic plot of that. Now is that okay? Yes? Yes. But do say the sentence that you shared. Would you want to say it again?
Actually, the boy got an idea with his own confidence.
Okay.
That's the thing I understood from the old story.
From the story.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Would any other teacher like to speak? Any other group? Yes. Tell me a little bit more. So now we've spoken about the characters, the story. Tell me a little bit more about
Right.
characters.
Okay, ma'am.
If you want to use this mic also.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. When the movie is completed, I asked ma'am, sir, what is happening? Ma'am, what is happening? What is that? Is it island or something else? I asked. Ma'am told me they are making crescento moon. Moving other all the dust and all, and they are making crescento moon. Actually, we thought like that only. That is the moon. They reached the moon. They are making crescento moon, right? And then when they are going, starting onwards, the other people who are elders, they suppressed that boy. But boy has confident and straight ideas. So that idea is succeeded at last. But both are, maybe they are a father or a grandfather like that. We don't think that. We don't think because it is imagination story. So they have an idea, but they are suppressing a small boy, small in the cap, keeping cap, or at last boy turned that cap. And then the other people also turned that and they reached that top of that also, right? So that is, he made the change in them. right? They didn't change that boy, but that boy is changed their ideas at last. That is a good idea, really. I liked the story also. Thank you. This boy, this teacher and that teacher also talking same, but that they are talking in Telugu. So okay, right? He'll also speak.
Yes.
Please feel free to speak in English, but if you feel stuck, shift to Telugu. Parvaledu. Like I told you, ఎంత సేపు మీరు మాట్లాడుతున్నారు అది ఒకటే నేను ఇక్కడ చూస్తున్నాను. Right? That's all. So she starts in English. Anytime you want to move, you change. Convey your idea. Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes. That boy have to very good ideas, but the two elders have to, some boys have some disturbance of so many times are there. And that boy have to reach the very good goal. You have very good confidence. You first of all you do the confidence. You have to very easily have to reach the goal. And that boy have to ideas you have to very well now. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, anybody else? Anybody else? Would anybody like to speak about any of the characters? You can use that mic also.
So that we can record.
Oh, my voice. Okay.
Would anybody like to speak about the different props that are used in the film itself? You know what props are? Drama teachers here, I mean, you do dramas and skits, right? Props. That is not the costume, but the different settings that are there. So can you talk to me about the different props that are there? Ladder. Okay, get up, speak loudly. Ladder, hammer, rope, anchor, hanger, okay, hammer, cap, fantastic, boat, the spade, okay, hammer, the wiper, wooden tub, okay. Do you think these things have meaning? Do you think these things have meaning? Do these props have meaning? Huh? The cap you all said in the beginning itself, very, very evident, the way the father and the grandfather wear the cap. They give the gift to the child almost as if he's a continuation. It is a job that is being passed on. So mana intlani ila important things how we pass on to the next generation like that. So that's a symbol of the next generation carrying on with this job. Yes, it's also a symbol of, like you rightly said, the way he's wearing it, the style of wearing it. How does the child look in the beginning? Huh? Come out and speak. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. I can't hear you. That's why. My mic is too loud.
Okay, he looks
He imitated his parent and grandfather also.
Okay, he's imitating his father and grandfather. Very good point. He's imitating the father and the grandfather, which means he only wants to be like them. They are his idols. He's looking at them, he admires them, and he wants to be like. Fantastic point that you brought out from the. Yes, very observant. Very observant.
He has to climb the ladder. Ladder? Any meaning to ladder? Reaching goals. We all say this ladder is, you have to go step by step to reach your goals. Then, what else? You want to say something? You want the mic? Please, please.
Another thing what I observed, instead of making the student to climb the ladder, father can climb in the beginning, afterwards the boy, afterwards grandfather, so that they can make the child with confidence to climb.
Okay. Good point. So you're
Speaking about guidance. He's speaking about guidance, but do you think the child looked, that's what I wanted to bring out actually. The child looked scared when he was going to climb? No? But he looks back. Okay. He looks back. He looks at the grandfather. అప్రూవల్ కావాలి, చేయాలా, చేయాల్సిందా, మాకు కుదరతదా, మనకి అందరికీ కావాలి కదా, ఎవరైనా cheers 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 తప్పటి కొట్టడానికి కావాలి కదా మనకి అందరికి, ఎవరైనా ఒక్కరు కావాలి కదా. So he's looking for that approval from his grandfather when his, so which means there has been guidance. In the movie they don't show it, but the father and grandfather in some way are very sure that the boy can do this. Yes, and he's climbing. Okay, next, what else? Anchor. He doesn't know the job completely. What does he try to do with the anchor? Usually what do you do with the anchor? They are in a boat. Anchor ekkada pedtam? To fix the boat where? Usually you fix it in the water. That's what he tries to do. And the father says no. Carry it on top. Yes? So he's learning the job. Okay? And next, what else? Ma'am, would you like to share something? Would you like to share something?
The child is having more curiosity to know what is there in the star. So he break out that. Instead of what is sufficient, that is if he did not feel sufficient, then he want to take some more. What is there in the star? So that means the child is having more knowledge. Because of the curiosity, he reached many.
Fantastic point brought out over there. And truly like a teacher. Truly like a spoken like a teacher. And what I want to say, thank you very much, madam. Do you want to say anything more, madam? Okay, madam. No, please. If you have anything, please. We would like.
But I observing that the three generation, the young generation is very active. I observed that. Then update is now the young generation is on. That also I observed. The more two fathers are not having same opinion. That also I observed. Both are confused of the boy a lot. Even though that boy stood standard.
Very good. Thank you very much for that point. Sometimes we find that our students are caught between ideas. ఒక టీచర్ ఇలా చెప్తారు, ఇంకొక టీచర్ అలా చెప్తారు, ఏం చేయాలి అని దాని వాళ్ళకి కన్ఫ్యూజన్ అయిపోతుంది. Yes, we do see this happen even in the same school, right? And sometimes between family and what the school, for example, when I was brought up in Kerala, the way my family was and the way my school was extremely different. I came from a very, very orthodox family, but my school was a very, very open and broad-minded school. So it was very confusing for me as a child to decide which path you should take. So we learn as we go. And here I really like the point that she brought out about curiosity, which brings me to my next question. Do you think this is a movie that you can connect with education? Yes. What way? Would anybody like to speak on that? Take 2 minutes to think about this movie with the idea of education and then talk to me about it. Or talk to us about it. 2 minutes. Quickly, whatever you want to say. 1 sentence, 2 sentences does not matter. If you're already ready, you can tell me now itself. Yes.
We should come forward and we should use it properly.
Okay. Connect it with the movie and try to tell me, okay, teachers? Connect a scene or a character with the movie and speak about education. Does anybody want to say anything? You all said when I asked the question, yes, yes, education. అప్పుడు ఇంకా నేను ఏం చెప్పిన కంటెంట్ ఇంటెంట్ కదా. Where do you see practical?
When boy touched the star,
Okay.
it break into many pieces.
Okay.
After this, when he appeared in bigger star, the two character was worried about how to pull out.
Yes.
But this boy getting idea from this. In earlier he touched the. So through this observing practical way, he gained the knowledge. So.
Can you tell me something more on this? So only observing and practicality. Experimenting, nice. So what does experimenting mean? You can tell me, I will tell you. You can tell me in my ear and I will see. No, your idea is fantastic and it's the absolutely right word to use. Telugu మాట్లాడాలంటే తెలుగులో మాట్లాడాలి. But they won't hear you. Learning by doing. Yes. But
Experimental method means where the star was there. So both were pulling it out. They were trying, but they couldn't. when the child was trying to that, it's not the way which we need to do, which we have to do it. So instead of pulling it, if we do some another method, that's what the experimental. He tapped with the hammer and he made it.
Thank you. So what is that word? Somebody said that word now. Innovation. Experimentation and innovation. So key takeaways that I'm taking away from this conversation from you people. Experimentation, innovation, curiosity. The child does not know which is the right way and the wrong way.
We spoke earlier, when we come out to speak, తను వాళ్ళు ఏమనుకుంటారు, నేను తప్పు మాట్లాడుతుంటే తను వాళ్ళు ఏమనుకుంటారు. చిన్నపిల్లలకి అలా లేదు, తప్పు రైట్ రాంగ్ అని లేదే లేదు. దట్ ఇస్ వై యూ సీ దట్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ షై. దే ఆర్ ఓకే విత్ సేయింగ్ రాంగ్ థింగ్స్ and that is how they learn. But as we grow older, we think we have learned everything and we stop learning because we are not ready to make mistakes. We are not ready to make mistakes. Yes or wrong? Right or wrong? We want to be right all the time. We think by making a mistake, as an adult, we don't have the right to make a mistake. Ani anukuntamu. As teachers, we think that we can't make mistakes. Today, I'm going to break all that and tell you, go ahead and make mistakes.
Yeah, makes mistakes.
Sir may scold you once, but you will learn better the next time. And your students will like you better for it. We do make mistakes. We are humans after all. Our subjects are continuously changing. Even in your subject matter, does not mean that you go unprepared. That's not what I'm talking about. Be prepared. But there may be times, science teachers, maths teachers, some you may not be able to solve it at that particular point of time. It could happen. I think we all need to have that confidence to tell our students, let me think about this a little bit more. I want some more time. You're not saying you can't do it and you're wrong. That's not what you're doing. You're saying, I want to think about this more. I want to give some more thoughts to this. Can I come back and tell you tomorrow? It could happen. And please remember that we are in a digital age where any information, and I think I've done a cohort with you people, right? Some faces look familiar. Those who spoke during the cohort, you look very familiar. And I think I spoke about how your students are very, very digitally advanced and they can check and verify your information. So already they know it. Whether you are right or wrong, they can already check on it.
On the spot also, ma'am, they'll see the answer.
They can add new points to it also.
Even when I'm teaching maths, sir, they'll see the answer. Sir, your answer is not like this. They'll ask.
Right? So they are already over there. But what we are trying to say, even in this movie, is that it's the journey. Yes, that final answer is very important. But how do you arrive over there? Why is it that in your science theories and your maths problems, you ask them to write the steps? Why is it not enough to write only the final answer? The answer working is as important
Now,
as the answer itself.
So learn discipline also when we are writing in the steps.
Okay? What do you want to say about step by step? Okay, maths teachers are getting into discipline now. I want to get to know a little bit more about that. You tell me words like this, then you're going to get caught. Okay? Tell me what you mean by discipline. Tell me what you mean by discipline. You mean, okay? Follow instructions. I'm going to remember this point. Follow instructions. Inka. Rules and principles.
Yes, rules and principles.
Rules and principles. Formula. Okay. Now you're saying rules and instructions, follow the principles. Huh? Which one? Discipline. Okay. Now, you said rules and instructions, follow instructions. Sometime back you told me innovative and experimentation. How do these things go together? How do these things go together? Tell me that. And how do you as teachers manage both this? You need both. You need both. But you can't have only one of it. You are not going to be successful teachers if you follow only. Manam cheptunnade mottam correct ani manam ala anukunte poyindi akkada. what I want you to think about is when your student is coming up with an idea or a doubt, they could be wrong. And you may know that they are wrong. As an experienced teacher, తను వాళ్ళు మాట్లాడుతున్నప్పుడే మీకు తెలిసిపోతుంది ఇది కంప్లీట్లీ ఆఫ్ ద పాత్ పోతుంది, ఇది ప్రయోజనమే లేవు ఈ మాట అని. బట్ ద చైల్డ్ హెస్ టేకన్ ది ఎఫర్ట్ అండ్ imagine you are telling me that you don't have confidence to speak. How will the child be feeling? అదన్నీ క్రాస్ చేసి మీ దగ్గర అడుగుతుంది. Respect that. And allow them to ask a wrong question. It's okay. Every now and then, ఒక 5 minutes extra bell కొట్టేసిన తర్వాత కూడా పర్వాలేదు. మీరు తీసుకొని అది. Because that is how you're going to build what you said, curiosity. That is how that is going to be built. Innovation and experimentation, that is how that is going to be built. Not by just following the exact instructions that you give. While that is important, you need to create that balance over there. Anything else you want to speak about education and this movie? I really like this discussion a lot. Any other teacher wants to add to this? Any other teacher? Yes? Learning by doing. Huh? Learning by doing. Learning by doing. Yes, okay. He already said practical method. And learning by doing, some teachers already said that. Appreciation. Where did that come? In the movie, tell me about the movie appreciation, not just a single word.
When child success, the two members are appreciated, and after the two members are not suppressed, allow for individual thinking.
They love for it. Okay? They appreciate and they encourage. Thank you very much for that point.
Anything more? Anything more? Now you know why I chose this movie, Kada. Huh?
They are teachers.
Huh.
They gave a chance to him
Huh.
to do, so that they are finding they are doing something mischievous.
Okay.
So they gave a chance to boy.
They gave a
One
chance.
of the
Did they give a chance to the boy or did the boy take the chance? Okay. Huh? Yes. I'm going to give him the chance first because he's not spoken and then I'm going to come to you.
Don't judge the people by looking at their faces.
Okay? Don't judge. So here, who is getting judged? Who is getting judged with this? The boy is judged. The boy is judged. They think he can't do anything already, that he has to be taught continuously. Good point.
So as a teachers, we can teach them the method and the content, but we should not make them to do the same intention what we have. We have to make them to explore their own ideas.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to say something very controversial right now, okay? And I'm sure a lot of people over here will agree. Before I moved to Hyderabad, when I was back home in Kerala, I was staying with my Attamma and Mamaya, okay? And when I moved to Hyderabad and came over here, we are from Kerala. We need coconut in everything. We need coconut in everything. Under చేస్తున్నప్పుడు రోజు coconut తప్పకుండా కావాలి. Right? Now that I come to Hyderabad and I'm traveling like this for different training, రోజు కోకోనట్ ఇలా చేయడానికి మాకు టైం లేవు. I cut it, మిక్సీలో ట్రిక్ చేస్తే అయిపోయింది. Yes, that is what I do. మా అత్తయ్య వస్తే చాలా కోపం చేస్తారు. ఎందుకు? That is not her method. That is not her method. She has to take that, ఒక ఎక్విప్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది కదా, అది పెట్టేసి కూర్చొని ప్లేట్ కింద పెట్టి ఇలా చేసి 10 నిమిషాలు చేయాలి. నేను ఇలా కట్ చేసి మిక్సీ ట్రిక్ చేస్తే 2 నిమిషాలు అయిపోతాయి. Right? So I just want to speak about methods. What she said about we can only, what is the final result that you're getting? That has to be an expected result. Yes? But the way we go about doing it, if there is nothing wrong with it, then it's fine. It could be a shortcut. It could absolutely be a shortcut. And in today's world, we all need those shortcuts. With the time frame that we work in, with the timetables that we work in, we all need those shortcuts, right? So, but if we are expected to use those same old methods, the traditional methods, it's not right to ask that of us. Is all that we are saying.
All are shortcut only.
Correct, and we need that.
We are buying curries and food and all everything.
How how many of you have seen the Malayalam movie Great Indian Kitchen? You've seen? Do you remember that scene where, okay, this is again a Malayalam movie. I'm not going to ask you to see it or anything, but there is a particular scene where she makes a new daughter-in-law. She's making chutney for her father-in-law or a curry for her father-in-law. Does any teacher want to speak about that scene? Do you remember it? I think you all got what I'm trying to speak over here. Do you all, anybody wants to speak about it? You want to speak? Does anybody else want to speak about the scene? If you know what I'm going to talk about, I would love it if one of you spoke. She makes it in the mixie. She makes the chutney in the mixie, and her father-in-law tells her, "Chettoni cheyatleda ani aduktaru." Everything. So that traditional and the modern method of doing things, right? So sometimes innovation, it's not only innovation that we are talking about, we are also talking about individuality. We are also talking about individuality over here. Andarki burra entuku unnai. For them to think on their own. Burra okati undi kada. Factory lo pay cheyatledu kada idi. Factory assembly line lo pettesi anni kalisi pettesi pampinchara ledu kada. We all have different capacities, different talents, different potentials. Yes? And we need opportunities and chances to use them to our best potential. And as teachers, that's what I would urge you to do. Okay? Thank you very much, teachers. So you want a break or anything, or can we just continue? It's up to you. Do you want a 5-minute break? I think this is a fantastic movie to even to show your students and talk to them about it. I don't know whether science teachers and maths teachers have the time, but I definitely think language teachers and even social teachers. Because this can bring in a lot of conversation about society, about contributions, which is all what society is about, which is all what social studies is about. So you can convert these movies into, and you can make it more interesting like that. The minute you say, today no need of textbook, your children are all going to be very alert, right? So every now and then, okay, treat laga ichesandi adi, right? Okay. What we are going to move on is, I'm going to give you a quick strategy, okay? And I'm also going to tell you how Sir actually used it in his introduction speech when he introduced this workshop itself. So this next thing that we are going to talk about, what did I already tell you? Content, intent, and key knowledge, CIK. Okay, the other thing that I'm going to tell you is what is called PREP. PREP. P stands for point. Point. What is the point? What is the topic that we are talking about? Point. The next is reason. Reason. Why do you have that point? Point or opinion. But we are going to use point over here. The next is reason. Entuku ee opinion meeku ochindi. Why did you or how did you reach at this point? The third part is example or experience. This is the most interesting part. Example or experience. This is the most interesting part, and this is the part that your audience will remember. We'll come to why that is so. And the last part is again point. You are repeating your point over here. Sir, can I just have a whiteboard or something? Small one is also fine. Quickly, if I can just get it. Okay, now, what you need to remember is, most of the time, when we go to speak, the problem that we have is, so one of the books that I read about communication, in that the author speaks about, the minute you hear a word, our brain is like a popcorn machine. The minute you hear a word, it starts throwing ideas. Just like popcorn machine la ela untadi, aa video ochindante popcorn ila it starts bursting out, like Our brain is like that. The minute it hears a word or an idea, it starts adding more ideas to it, which means there is a lot of ideas that is there in your brain in a short time. So the problem comes with how do you present it? And in your presentation, what is important is a structure. If you have that structure in place, a lot of things become easy, right? What I'm going to do is, suppose this is, keep this on one side, all right? You have your main point here. This is your main point. I'm just giving you a structure as a diagram. This is the next part of your speech. This will be your introduction in which you introduce your point. Here will come your reason, your example, your experience, all of this. Repetition of this point. This will be your structure. ఇప్పుడు ఏమన్ని పాయింట్స్ వచ్చిందంటో దీని లోపల ఫిల్ చేస్తే అయిపోయింది. Do you get it? If you keep this structure in mind, this is how you are, when language teachers, when you take your lessons and you ask them to write essays and paragraphs, yes, you tell them to follow a structure, right? This is what needs to go into that structure. Your introduction and your conclusion, everybody knows. At least 3 paragraphs in between, which has the main content, which gives us the main body. Ikkade mottam juice unnai. Yes, what I told you about reason will go over here. What I told you about experience and example can also go over here itself. This is, idanni cheppinam kada, antakosam ee point prove అయిపోయింది. This is why I have this point. You started, this is my opinion. This is my context, this is my opinion. Then you gave a reason, you gave your examples and your stories. When I say experience, I'm speaking about stories. Your story. And then you say, now you heard my story, no? That is why I have this opinion. That is what you're saying in the end over here. Right? So what is happening over here is once you have the structure in place, whatever points that come to you, you can quickly just write it down as it comes and then decide ekkada vellalsindi. Also remember, we are speaking mostly about impromptu. Just like you do not have a lot of time to prepare, you also do not have a lot of time to speak. ఇక్కడ మీరు మాట్లాడుతున్న అన్ని నేనే మాట్లాడుతున్నాం ఎక్కువ. నేను ప్రిపేర్ చేసి వచ్చిన. You're doing impromptu. You're getting 2 minutes to speak. You're getting only 1 minute to prepare, you're getting 2 minutes to speak. That is also an advantage. But అప్పుడు ఇంతసారి పాయింట్స్ అక్కడ పెట్టొచ్చా? ఏం పాయింట్స్ ఇంపార్టెంట్? Which should you throw away? You should know that. For that, what should you have? You should have, how do I rub this? I do not know how to use it. How do I erase this? Can I clear this? Okay, okay. So we did all this. What you need is something called through line. మొత్తం మాట్లాడుతున్నదిలో ఒకటే పాయింట్. That point should be the connection for everything that you say. అర్థమైందా? You start with an opinion or a topic. You may go off a little bit, but it still has to be connected. Sometimes what you will see, a lot of times, very, very great leaders, very, very accomplished people, and while మాట్లాడుతున్నప్పుడు we may not be interested. Why? They forget this. They get carried away. Keep this in mind. That one point that you want to focus on, see to it that all your speech, our point ki connection continues. That is the purpose of your speech. Our point ni strengthen cheyadame మీ purpose. Impromptu speech ante kuda మీరు ఒక్క పాయింట్ తోని మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు కదా, ఆ పాయింట్ మీరు ప్రూవ్ చేయాలి. ఆర్ వాట్ ఆర్ యూ ట్రైయింగ్ టు డూ? నేను ఎందుకు ఇలా అనుకున్నా, మా ఒపీనియన్ ఇది, నేను ఎందుకు ఈ ఒపీనియన్లో వచ్చినా అని వింటున్న వాళ్ళకి కూడా తెలియాలి. దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ పర్పస్. ఫర్ దాట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్ట్రెంగ్థెన్ ద రీజన్స్. దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ త్రూ లైన్. త్రూ అంటే మొత్తం కంటిన్యూస్లీ, ఇట్స్ లైక్ అన్ యారో దట్స్ గోయింగ్ త్రూ. కీప్ దాట్ ఇన్ మైండ్ so that it does not allow you to get diverted. Which is what I told you. Popcorn. Echo ideas. Our popcorn, did that popcorn that fall out of the bowl, ఈ త్రూ లైన్లో వచ్చదా అది తీసుకొని ఇంకొకటి వదిలేసండి. The ideas that you fill into your structure, do they all continue with your agenda? Or is it something extra? If it is extra, remove it. You do not have the time for it now. If you are writing a book, you have the time. You have 1 chapter, 2 chapters, 3 chapters, 4 chapters to go. No, you're not writing a book. You're speaking for 5 minutes. You're speaking for 2 minutes. In that given time, if you want to prove your point, this has to be done. Like a jam session. A lot of time, even in jam sessions, why are they not convincing? Why are you not able to convince people? Because you forget this. You go away from your point too much. Your listener does not understand. దీనిలో ఏం పాయింట్ నేను తీసుకోవాలి అని తను వాళ్ళు కన్ఫ్యూజ్డ్ అయిపోతారు. It shows your clarity. Remember when we did our written communication, we spoke about clarity? This is also clarity. Clarity of purpose. Okay? All right. Can we quickly do... Okay, we have about 20. I'm going to keep it till 3 o'clock, is that right? Do you want questions? Do you want to ask questions first? How do you want to do it? To ask questions to me before I continue, or do you want to do this activity and then we'll go with our questions? How do you want to do it? Activity? Activity is again going to be a speaking activity. Okay? But this time you're not going to talk to your partner. I'm going to give you a topic. I'm going to give you a set of topics, in fact. This time I'm going to use my phone. Yeah, you can choose whichever you want. Go to Google, and if you search for communication strategies, impromptu speaking strategies, all this that I told you, the CIK, this prep, Oreo, all of that will come up. They're all strategies. But you need to figure out how to use it best. Another very good way of speaking about topics is answering questions. For example, what, why, when, how, who, where. These 6 questions are topic gurinchi meer answer cheste oka chinna presentation అయిపోయింది. Yes? That is an easy way of doing something. Another way of doing it is past, present and future. So if you're going to talk about the government of India, you can speak about it 10 years before, you can speak about it how it is now, how could it be in the future? అయిపోయింది. So these are different strategies that you can use to build your speech, especially at a time that you're getting stuck. It is only the strategy that you need to remember. Anta pedda vishayam emi ledu. It's just think about what makes sense over here. One of the easiest things, the reason that I gave you that prep, if you notice in prep, point, last is also point. In between there is reason and there is example and experience. What is reason? Why? That is your scientific mind, your left brain. Yes, it appeals to your left brain. And what is the example and experience? Story, creative mind, emotional mind. That is your right brain. Yes? When you have a mixture of audience, when you are able to bring both, you are able to cover the interest of most of the audience by a combination of both these. That is why prep is one of the best strategies to use. If you notice when Sir, I did tell you that I will speak about how Sir used it. Humor. How he brought in humor when he spoke. Right? You all laughed. Why? He appealed to your emotions. He gave you reason by giving you the statistics that I keep studying, that I keep doing this. He's giving you reasons why I here as a trainer, why I am the one who have come here as a trainer. So that is, he's giving you my credentials, which is all factual. And then he's using humor to appeal to your emotional sense. When he told you, keep asking questions, we can keep her here for longer. Right? His humor. It's absolutely humor. Emotional. And that is how he's connecting with you as an audience over there. So he absolutely used this skill and strategy. I don't know whether he knew it already, but he absolutely used it. Right? This is what we need to learn. This is what we also need to do. This is not only when we are listening to Narendra Modi or any big speaker who is there, Obama, none of it. People in our everyday life. మన చుట్టూ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఇది యూజ్ చేస్తూనే ఉన్నారు. మనం అది నోటీస్ చేయాలి. మనం అది నోటీస్ చేయాలి, మనం అది నేర్చుకోవాలి, మనం అది యూజ్ చేయాలి. And the more you use it, like I told you, it is a practice. The topic is not what you're practicing. What are you practicing? You're practicing the skill of speaking. ఎలా మాట్లాడాలి అది కుదరుతుంది. ఏం టాపిక్ ఇచ్చేస్తంటే కూడా మీకు వచ్చేస్తుంది తర్వాత. ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ నో మచ్ అబౌట్ ఇట్, ఏమేనం చెప్పడానికి మీకు కుదురుతుంది. That is all you need to. So practice the skill of speaking and do not worry about the content itself. Okay? I'll give you those topics and you can use about 5-10 minutes to prepare. Do you want me to write it? Is that better? What do you think are some challenges that the next generation will face? Some of these are konjam deep thinking, some of these are very easy and very personal, which means your content will become easy. Your next topic is games you played as a child. Games that you played, your favorite game as a child. Your favorite game as a child, when you played. Speak about it, 2-3 minutes, that's all. Okay? Your third topic. If there is one thing that you want to change about yourself, what is it? One thing that you want to change about yourself. One thing that you will change about yourself, what will that be? See, this seems like a very easy question, so don't tell me in one sentence. Remember what I said. Point, reason, experience. Why are you changing it? Full body undali దీనిలో ఒకటే sentence కాదు. Yes? And your last topic will be, if you have a visitor, say I'm going to be here for a full week. ఎక్కడని తీసుకెళ్తారు మాకు? ఖమ్మంలో ఎక్కడ తీసుకెళ్తారు? If you have a visitor, a guest, where are you going to take them? Again, where is not a single sentence answer. Where, why, how, when, anni. If you have a guest, where will you take them to visit?
Standing in the crowd, I was not supposed to talk because I can't able to mingle with everyone. If I feel comfortable with the other person, I can speak and I'll be myself. But if I'm sitting in the crowd or if I'm talking, if I'm with the new people, I can't say anything also. So whenever the session has started, I was just sit there, and for the few questions I got the answer, but I didn't raise my answer because of my fear, or we can say afraid also. I just want to overcome it. So whenever ma'am gave me this topic, it just hits me like something, this is the quality I should change, because either, even if you are right or wrong, that doesn't matter, because not everyone is perfect. So try to make mistakes and learn new things, which I had learned from last few weeks, especially in that readersell.com, because in that platform, when I go through the few books, I have done mistakes. From the beginning, when I started the first book, when I started reading a few books on that platform, I made few mistakes, which made my score very low. But later, I have done like something, okay, fine. If I don't understand, I'll repeat the book again and start to try more new books and try to keep the right answers. And also, I just want to change myself is that afraid. I want to overcome from it. So it is to speak in crowd also. Even either I might be the right or wrong, but I wanted to speak. I wanted to put my point in front of everyone. Thank you.
My name is Srilata. As a computer teacher of NEWERA group of institutions. Okay, as a computer teacher, as in NEWERA group of institutions. Today I would like to say very few words about my attitude or about myself. A small point, as a time management, we are as a working woman, but at the home, homemaker, mother, wife, all the problems. But every day in the morning I thought that 8:45, we reach to Muanatam. But at the home, children are not supposed to help them, and husband also, and auntie, uncle, everywhere. But what happened means, at end of the time, 8:45, nearly we are being into the school. How it possible? But every day it is possible as a mother. So I need to change myself as a time management, as a teacher, as a mother. Thank you, madam.
Good afternoon to everyone. First, I want to change about myself is accepting the elders' instruction blindly. Though I am right, I am just simply accepting the others' instruction blindly. Why? Because they are the elders, so we have to just follow them without insisting or without అంటే వాళ్ళని బాధ పెట్టకుండా ఉండటానికి ట్రై చేయటం అనేది నా వీక్నెస్. ఆ వీక్నెస్ని ఐ హ్యావ్ టు ఓవర్కమ్ దట్ మై వీక్నెస్. ఓకే మ్యామ్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో మచ్ ఎక్స్ప్రెసివ్. Why? Because I blindly follow the instructions of elders who are elder to me. I just simply follow the instructions of that person. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
My topic, next generation facing challenges. First major challenge is no relation, no values. And already joint families are divided into that is individual families. In next generation, even there is no family. It's a physical bonding only. There is no mental bonding. Everyone depending on technology. In case if it on the switch the light, call Alaska, please on the switch. Don't call that means daughter, that means wife, please on switch off. Everyone depending on switcher. Like that means even robots are entered, and it's mainly that means there is no mental touching, and there is no cooperation, collective work, and everyone go to this depression and loneliness, and a few years after they commit suicide also, I think. So major challenges. Better to next generation already is in present situations though, no family will go to that is a long journey. Mostly 1 or 2 years after this that they go to the breakup and divorce. Especially children facing major problems in next generation. Thank you, madam.
To everyone, Honorable Director and Annapurni ma'am, I'm very glad to take this session as learning session for me. For myself, today I'm going to express my points on which problems the next generations are facing. First thing is social media. Why I'm not opposite to the social media. People are aware, they want to know something from social media, but everything we people are being in only with the mobiles. We don't have connections with people. We don't have any connections with family members and everything. We are going with only social media and phones. Usage of phones are becoming a devil to the students. They are coming to the schools, gaining knowledge from the teachers and something, they are coming and going. But the end of the day, after going to the home, they are taking only mobiles. That's sitting with the mobiles. First thing was social media or else mobile, and another thing was natural resources. For the next few generations, we may not have seen water levels are decreasing, the people may face for water resources. They want to pay money for each and every water bottle. It was decreasing. So the people want to know the decreasing percentage of water, and also we want to take it as an advantage, and we want to make it as a resource. We want to say the same situation to the students that if we are unable to use it properly, you may have to face challenges that now you are getting it free, then you want to buy it with the money. If you keep money also, you are unable to buy the water resources. That content we want to, relatably we want to say to the next generations with our points or with our pressure or anything else. We are living in our earth. We have to save that nature and also social media. These 2 points I have been find out from the children which were evils to them. Why? Because if they are unable to follow this, later they want to follow, they want to face problems. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, ma'am, this is true. You are looking more beautiful than online video. I know everybody should laugh about hearing this, but I just want to say it's a true line. And among the 4 points, I just want to say that if you have a guest, where would you take them? I won't take them anywhere, ma'am. I will make them to stay along with me at my home because I am excellent in cooking. So I'll make them to taste all my dishes. And after that, you asked me any experience. Yes, I have an experience. Whenever we are having a little like gatherings in the school among our teachers, I used to prepare some dishes, and I got huge appreciation from all the teachers I could name: Shamla ma'am, Madhu ma'am, like Shirisha ma'am from my NLF school faculty, everybody. So that is what my experience. And this is what I want to say, ma'am. Thank you.
Good afternoon, respected Chairman sir, and to all my teachers. Now I have chosen the topic famous game of my childhood. Hide and seek I have chosen. Why? Because it's really a fantastic game which improves it's like a physical activity. It improves our muscle strength, and not only that, it will improve our thinking level of thinking also. When we go for the searching of co-players or searching the proper place or right place to hide ourselves, it will improve our level of thinking also. And yeah, I have played it frequently in my childhood. And once I did, sometimes I just waited to all my co-players to hide in their places. Afterwards, I went into the house and I watched movie. It's another thing. I did not go to search them. After some time, they came, they all gathered and they searched for me. Where she went, she did not come to search us. Like that, they came to our house and they find me watching the serial along with my mother. It's another thing. Afterwards, we have a chit-chat also about that. And not only, nowadays, I have observed lot of the children. Many children, they are stick to the mobiles. Video games. Even kabaddi also, they are playing in the mobiles. They are not going outside to any ground or to any other open areas to play along with their friends. Simply they are playing the games in mobiles. Cricket, football also, in mobile only they are playing. Right? It's not good at all. As a experienced persons who have played all these games, we have to insist our children to play all these games, wonderful games. We have to ask them to go outside along with their friends, and we have to go along with them as we have to look after them. So what I have to say is, we have to insist them to play all these games. How we have gathered all these memories for our lifetime, they also have to get some memories by playing those games. Then they will remember all these memories for their lifetime. That's it. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Only 2 minutes. If I have chosen a topic like, if I have a visitor like Apurni ma'am, I'll take her to my class. Why? Sometimes when I took one guest to the class, they, you know, when one word in pronunciation is different pronunciation, or English is that is speaking very well, they'll say, "Wow, ma'am, how you are speaking," you know. They'll you know, astonish some like anything. So if ma'am is there, definitely they'll say every minute, every second they'll say, "Wow, ma'am, wow, ma'am, wow, ma'am," like that. Because ma'am speaking like that, and you know, mingling like that, and making the children to speak, they'll speak very well with the ma'am. Because if I offered anything in the class, they won't speak. They'll speak one or two sentences. Someone is new like Apurni ma'am, definitely they'll speak very well. So they will come forward. They won't get fear about structure, a word, a vocabulary, whatever, but they'll speak well. But we get fear, right? So I have an experience with the children so many times. I offered them to speak on mathematicians like that, but they didn't say anything. But when I have one visitor in my class, just he is speaking in different words, you know, good pronunciation. They say very well. If ma'am or somebody is, you know, expressing different ways, if they use hands like different way, also they'll say, "Wow, teacher, wow," like that. They'll speak after the teacher, after the visitor went out also, they'll speak about her. Nothing is their matter, but they'll speak like that. So definitely I'll take ma'am to my class, 8th NS. Definitely, ma'am. Right? Maybe I used only 2 minutes, right? Thank you.
Again, very
A factor that stops you from using English or from communicating with others in English. What is the single factor that you can mention?
Yes, I will mention one thing. Like, my mind says they know very well English, so you don't speak because they may be find mistakes like that. My mind is telling, so I'm stuck in that. So what to do that for that?
quickly I can tell this. Anything
And
else?
2 to 3 responses.
2, 3 responses, then I can kind of club together and answer. That's fine.
మాట్లాడుతున్నలాగా ఉంది అని అందరూ చెప్తారు. So I thought I don't need the mic. Anyway, Sir was talking to me about this before I started the session, and I was telling him it's not really our fault that we are scared about. Everything that you said in a way is a connected point. As when we were students, if you made mistakes, whether it was in your house or in the school, the content of what you spoke or the grammar of what you spoke, మీరు సరిగా మాట్లాడలేదంటే somebody will stop you and correct you. What happens? The flow of thought goes off. And because of that, you lose your confidence. That has been the way you have been taught right from when you were a child. So it's really not your fault that you are scared. So I was telling Sir, because this is important that you don't follow this practice with your students at least. If they are saying something wrong, let them say it. But let them complete that idea. Even if it's a wrong idea, whether it is the sentence that is wrong, the word, the pronunciation, or the grammar, give importance and respect to the fact that it's taken them a lot of confidence to come out and speak and ask. Allow them to complete it. మీకు తప్పు ఉన్నాయి, అది సరిగా చేయట్లేదు, ఇదన్నీ తర్వాత చెప్పండి. తను వాళ్ళకి కంప్లీట్ చేయడానికి ఫస్ట్ అవసరం ఇచ్చేసండి. That is the opportunity that we have not had as students. We've always stopped. Whether it was your English teacher or your Telugu teacher or your Hindi teacher. If you didn't speak right, they will stop you and they'll say, this is the way to say. Right? So you're constantly waiting for someone to correct you. And therefore you do not have the confidence. So now at this point, it takes a little bit of extra effort. Which is why in today's speaking session, I said, I don't care. Grammar, I don't care. English, I don't care. Pronunciation, I don't care. If you don't get the English word, use the Telugu word. And I'm so happy that ma'am actually shifted into Telugu. Where is that ma'am sitting there? I'm very, very happy. That takes a lot of confidence. She wanted to get that thought outside. And that is the purpose. So concentrate on your goal. Is your goal getting appreciation for your language? No. What you are looking out at is communicating your thought, your idea, your opinion. And if the other person understands it, even if it is in wrong language, it's okay. It's okay. Get that thought across. 2-3 times they may laugh. But you stand still. I told you, right? I go to the government school. 4th standard children will laugh at me when I speak in Telugu. It's okay. I'm still learning. But they'll correct me and then I'll learn and I'll get better. So take that opportunity also as a learning opportunity. Continue to speak. The mistake should not be a reason to stop. The mistake should be the reason that you're continuing to speak in that language or in that topic also for that matter. Yes? So it does not matter. All of this is connected. Whether you say vocabulary, pronunciation, sentence structure, grammar, all that is connected to saying something wrong and somebody laughing at you. That is the only thing that you're bothered about. It does not matter that he knows more than you. Is he able to understand you? Do you want him to understand? That's all that matters over there. Okay? So go ahead and share your thoughts. That's what we are all here for. Thank you very much for being such a wonderful and participative audience. Thank you very much, teachers. If I didn't clear anything, please feel free to contact me through the company and I'll try to clear it up. Thank you so much. And this is a continuous process. You have to keep doing this. So whether it is with this company or whatever it is, communication is a continuous process.
You are so habituated, so tuned to giving model paper, giving examination syllabus, that you are also expecting for your own assessment also. That study hours for that. In fact, I would be glad to conduct study hours for you. Yeah. So anyway, I'm really thankful to Annapurni ma'am for taking the trouble of coming all over to Khammam from Hyderabad in spite of her busy schedule to catch a flight by tomorrow morning 4 o'clock, I think. She has a flight at 5 o'clock and then she has to start at home maybe somewhere around 4 or 3:30 in order to reach the airport 90 minutes before the departure of the flight. So in spite of that busy schedule, she took the trouble of coming all over to Khammam and meet all of us. And still, I'm glad, still she's, I believe she's joyful, she's happy on seeing you all, right? And we are also equally glad, ma'am, that you are here. We are really thankful to you for your wonderful, encouraging and participatory kind of session that you ran through. Hope that you all enjoyed. You all entertained, you all enlightened. That's important, you all enlightened. Hope that you're all enlightened. And takeaways, they are important. Takeaways. I think there are 2 to 3 takeaways from this meeting. She said clearly, don't worry about your grammar. Don't worry about the person who is in front of you, to whom you are speaking. Whoever he might be, whoever he or she might be. He could be a legend, right? He could be Shashi Tharoor, no problem. Speak to him in whatever little amount of English that you know. Feel confident. That's the point she spoke to. And don't worry about your tense and grammar. Gradually, they automatically get corrected. You pick it up automatically over a period of time, right? So that's another point. And particularly you have to, I don't know how many of you followed here when you are giving that kind of 2-minute presentation. she particularly said about that prep. Point, reason, example, experience, and then point. That order. Ordering of your thoughts, presenting them in a very effective way, in a meaningful way, they are very important, right? So, please concentrate on them when you speak to others. Make your point clearly, convincingly, concisely, politely, but make your point. And right, speak to them as far as possible in English. Gradually it improves. Over a period of time, definitely I feel you all will be effective users of communication in English. That's what my belief is. Otherwise, I would not have gone through this kind of adventure at all, right? So, don't concentrate too much on your assessment. Take the assessment, right? Come out with your assessment result, and I said there will be a big party after your result, right? Very big party at the end of the assessment test. That's from my side. So think of the party, don't think of the assessment. But don't work for the party, work for the assessment. Right? With these words, I take leave. And now I would like to present a small memento as a kind of New Era's thanks to Annapurni ma'am for coming the trouble, for taking the trouble to come over here. It's a kind of a token of our gratitude, a token of our thanks to